So if someone were to want to just casually, quote unquote, debate me, end quote, and that's a total big perception thing because within someone debating someone else, they have two totally different objectives and some and in the highest respect within just the intellectual observation of it. Some people have egotistical objectives just to want to get a one up on another person when they're not really solving anything. They're just referring to, you know, Google reports that aren't even necessarily the whole truth, respectively. So it's like, so it's how you're coming into a quote unquote debate, end quote. And I don't even like that word because it's obviously within the new intelligence 2025, for Christ's sake. It's a context thing, right? And then people have different end goals in mind. So if you're gonna have a discussion about something, what is it really solving, and and after it solves something, what is the effect of that? What is it doing? So I don't even really like that word anymore because people are totally polarized into something not just artificial but could be, but something as a quote unquote toxic, just masculine perspective. What does toxic masculine mean? Just kind of going on the downside of just being polarized with just masculine stuff, be it intellectual norms or just be it, or just be it some weird spirituality, right? And then some other culty type of stuff. But the question here is, oh, whoops, and it's already up in the air, so it's like I'm like kind of like whatever. The question here is like, what came first, chaos or order? And after asking that question, why would I ask that question? What came first, chaos or order? Because if we ask that question, then we could see like what is really the harbinger, and what is really like the quote unquote the carrier of what we're actually in, because something has to be carrying us. And as something is carrying us, there's a velocity within a movement of going from one place and one state of a place and one place of a state to another place of a state and another state of a place, right? So within that being said, maybe it's both. That's the paradox right there. What came first, the chaos or the order? And if the chaos did come first, right? If the chaos did come first, then what would that really mean? It would mean that the order was an anomaly out of the chaos, and the chaos, just in one hypothetical suite of it, suite, lane, sweet lane. What if the chaos did come first and then the order came after? But what would that really mean, though? If the chaos came first, that means no one really invented anything. We just started doing these things, and we all came out of our own vantage point from the chaos. And from that vantage point of the chaos, we all have a unique starting point. And from that unique starting point, somehow order got originated. Because like the question here is, how could you prove the origination of order? How could you prove that order has origins? Well, we're a reflection of some type of microcosm order, right? So for a reflection of some type of microcosm order, there has to be a macrocosm reflection of an order. So within that macrocosm reflection of the order, the original beings, they're hiding that and suppressing that within the paradox of things. And now the microcosm is doing the same. They're just generally not good, not bad, hiding things because it's just an energy pattern of things. And now as that suppression and that quote unquote energy hiding is going on, end quote, that is so we could entertain and honor the unique chaos in life, because the chaos isn't good or bad. It's how we're using the chaos. But like it could be like, obviously it could be detrimental because if we're just leaning on just total chaos, then things can't necessarily get evened out. things can't necessarily get proven. There's just an oddball effect, and if there's an oddball effect, that oddball effect won't fare. It won't fare. It won't fare fairly in the environment that it's in, right? So it's like, so the example I could point to right here is like saying like somewhere in the quote unquote original galaxy, end quote, that original galaxy in the paradox of the Earth, that original galaxy, it's hidden and suppressed, right? So since it's hidden and suppressed, it's because we're not wanting to work with that, or we're not energetically voting for that. And since we're not energetically voting for that, what if we did vote for that, and what would that be of benefit? Like, how would that help us better? We would expand our horizons on just a general energy level, metaphysical level, and then that would be the foundation for us to expand the horizons mentally, emotionally, and physically, right? So if we're putting the quote unquote spirituality on the back burner, end quote, and obviously we alternate and phase in and out of that shit within the Earth, because that's just the dynamics of the Earth, then we're not necessarily gonna be with the foundation. We're gonna start on a polarized foot, and we're gonna feed that pattern of polarization of just being with just compartmentalized mind, body, spirit, emotion. We're going to be compartmentalized, and then our life is going to be a product of that, because we are creating our own character, you know? So it's like when we wake up in a dream and there's all these random characters and they don't know why their karma is the way they are. It's because you're feeding that. You're feeding your loops. You're feeding all your you're just feeding all of your quote unquote some scars, end quote. So like so the example here is like, here's another twist example here. It's like, could it be proven? And another side note here is just like obviously I'm just gonna like, you know, just kind of keep, you know, going with, you know, the flow within the capacity that I can, because I would love to, like, you know, one day, you know, just record the flow workouts, you know, and that being what it is, but not to break too many, not to bust too many balls here. This is a neutral inquiry, mind you, but like the subset example for this, you know, entertaining query is saying like, can we prove the origins of fitness and working out? And I'm not trying to bust anybody's balls here, but like after asking that question, can we prove the origins of fitness and working out? If we would like to do that, it would have to have came from the pattern of a bigger field of space that's reflecting the pre-order of this order here, because we're just a reflection in different provings and testimonies. In the future it will be proven we're just a reflection of the macrocosm order. So why would that even matter? Like, why would I ask that, you know? Why would I ask like, can we prove the origins of fitness and working out? Because if I ask that question as an example, then we could see what's really leading the universe's growth and the growth of the solar system and the growth of energy activities, right? Is it chaos that's leading this whole show, or is it order that's leading this whole show, or is it a little bit of both that's leading the whole show? But what's more like quote unquote dominant? Is it the order or the chaos? And maybe little do we know it's quote unquote, you know, the quote unquote God's order, end quote. And I don't like using the word God, because the etymology will just kind of like make us misunderstand what that is, because, you know, the Most High is like, it's not necessarily needing words, right? Or it's not necessarily needing language. It's just its own thing, you know? So what would that mean if we like, because you know, this whole like quote unquote justice system, end quote, it's a carrier for us to kind of even out some type of, you know, just some, because we're in the end of it all, on a neutral note, we're all trying to get compensated, without a doubt. So if we're trying to get compensated, that compensation is only possible through some type of justice system, end quote, right? So if there's no justice system, then you're not going to get compensated. So if we don't have a justice system, then you could count your compensation goodbye, right? Because that we're voting for disorder. So if we're voting for that type of disorder, then, you know, the reality, the collective reality, we're going to get the product of that. And I'm going to conclude this video because I'm concerned with my memory, but it's like, but it's not necessarily like within the human intention of the human perspective of like saying who invented fitness or working out. It's for us to see where the origin point on a different path is at a whole different level, and we're just like our microcosm reflection is going to and bringing that, you know, microcosm bubble to a whole different field of that which is, and seeing like, and just seeing like, you know, it being a neat journey to see like why does that matter, to see like how fitness was invented, because it's just a simple lane of entertainment, right? And then we could see like how that affects, you know, we could just honor, you know, we could just honor that, you know, we could honor that on a casual level. And there's another point I want to squeeze out too. There's another point I want to squeeze out too, of just like of just there's another point I want to squeeze out of just like then we could see like we could see okay, who invented like fitness and working out, you know? We could see like how it's grown through different levels of chaos and order, and how that chaos and order is a filament filter for us to kind of like connect with the preservation of these activities themselves. You have the best life ever.